Alright, guys. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and what do we have here? We are over Malta, and we are going to have a very interesting update here not really update. We're going to have a very interesting trip here in Flight Simulator, as we are going to discover a new country today, somewhere that I haven't taken you at so far, and we are above Sicily, which is going to be our departure here. Very nice. I've never been to Sicily, but I have flown over Sicily because in fact I have been to Malta about 2 years ago, and this is something that I want to share with you guys today in this video. So we're going to have a little trip here. We're going to take this little plane. Sorry about this. So as always, we're gonna have to do the little checklist, which is great because it really gets you around the plane, and it's a great tool to get a little bit more familiar with how planes work. So let's I think that we have to turn this in. Okay. Next is the batteries. So every time things are done, gonna have to tick the item here. Battery switch. Let's look at those switches on. Boom. This is also okay. There's the alternator next, which is going to be this one. And actually I was being a bit silly because it's actually written, right? We can guess what button does what, because you know it's actually pretty clear. There's 2 of them here that need to be ticked done. Gonna have the propeller level here at 100%. It already is here at 100%, so we are going to tick this one as well. Here we go. Now it's time to start the engine. Throttle at 1/4 inch, so probably we'll bring it at 25%. Whoa! Don't go so far. 25% here. It's hard. All right, probably this should be all right. This is done, and the boost pump is also going to have to be turn on. Where is it? First, let's take the item. The boost pump is here. Okay, this one. It's interesting. You know, everything has an order, right? You just can't do all these. Do all of these different various buttons one by one. You have to be very careful. Oh, by the way, where am I here? There you go. I'm here. All right. So this needs to be off now because the plane has started. So we're going to turn this off. We don't need the boost anymore. Ignition. So let's. Where is it? Usually when I can't see it, it's because one of those little interface panels is blocking the way. Oh, I think that we can see the key here. It's interesting that planes have keys just like cars do, right? But at the same time, why not? So let's turn this here. 1, 2 more, 3, and start. And here we go. I think that we can hear that nice little sound here of the propeller. Mixture, let's bring it rich when engine starts. I suppose that is already all right. And let's just click all of those items, and I think that then we'll be good to go. Oh, I forgot. We have to put the boost pump again. All right, so let's bring it off maybe. All right, a little bit confused here with this, guys. This is the second time or third time that I'm starting a plane like this, and it's very funny because each plane has its own quirks and features. So there's not a single plane that is always the same, and it's also something that I really enjoy here with Flight Simulator. It's that, you know, that diversity, and every time that you're trying to fly with a different plane, it's never the same experience. And I suppose that this it's one of the things that make the beauty of this game. I think that we are all set. So yeah, the propeller is turned on, so maybe we should be leaving soon, right? So we're going to contact the ATC, and we will maybe tell them that we want to depart, right? So let's announce a
Lima India
little
Romeo
taxi.
Bravo traffic
There we go.
extra
Taxi
Alpha
to
Sierra X-ray
runway
Golf Sierra is
7.
taxiing to runway
Now the
7.
problem is I have no idea where runway 7 is located, but it's a little airfield, so there's probably only one runway, right? And I think that we are going to have
Lima India Romeo Bravo traffic extra Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra taking off runway 7 departing
right?
straight out.
Okay, so we are good to go. And so what is the program for this video? So we are going to we're going to fly a little bit over Sicily. So for those of you who are not familiar with Europe, Sicily is an Italian island located in the south of Italy. And I will not do all the flights above the sea because it took me about 20 minutes. So we are not going to be flying over the sea for 20 minutes. This is something that I have edited out. And then when we'll be making our approach of Malta, that is when we'll be having a look at how the island of Malta looks like. Kick Oof says, did you put the setting on max? That's a very good question. Yes, I have. Yes, I have. And so it's on ultra. And I also have disabled all of the assists. So I'm trying to have when I'm flying in Flight Simulator, I'm trying to have the most authentic experience. So there's no AI flying the ship or taking over the comms, for example. I'm trying to make sure that I do everything myself. So I hope that this is answering your question here, Kick Oof. And yeah, I think that I am on the grass, which is maybe not the ideal area here to depart. So let's go back onto that taxiway here, and then probably it's going. Yeah, I can see that it's going to make a turn, and it's going to go to the runway. So that's where we will be heading right now. All right, I'm gonna have to make sure that the throttle is not going so fast as well, because we don't want to be taking off here. It's a little bit dangerous. There are trees ahead, and this kind of looks like the runway is here. I'm gonna have to announce that. Announce clear of runway.
Lima India Romeo Bravo traffic extra Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is clear of the runway.
Confirmation here from the ATC. And select the runway from takeoff. What do I have to do here? Takeoff.
Lima India Romeo Bravo traffic
7,
extra Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra taking off runway 7
I
south
think
departure.
that's pretty much it, right? They're not giving me further instruction. What if I say depart straight out? I think it's pretty much the same, right? So runway 7, and that's pretty much. I don't know. I don't know. I think that Flight Simulator maybe could improve the tutorial by giving a little bit of airport etiquette. I think that this would be a nice thing here for people like me who don't know much about what's going on here. So let's maybe runway 25. I don't know which one it is. I don't know which one. You know what? Eventually,
Lima
we'll just
India
be,
Romeo Bravo traffic extra Alpha Sierra X-ray Golf Sierra is
not
clear
7,
of the
it's
runway.
25. So if I take off at 7, then that's gonna be the wrong one, because if I'm gonna turn right here, and this is where 25 is going to be located. So. And we're going to depart south.
Lima India Romeo Bravo
south
traffic
is
extra
where
Alpha
the
Sierra
island
X-ray
of
Golf Sierra
Malta
taking off runway 25
located,
departure to the
obviously.
south.
So here we go. All right, enough of this ATC here, and let's position the plane, and let's just go. Right, it's funny because I keep on saying the ship, but it's obviously not a ship, right? It's a plane. Okay, it's a very, very, very tiny runway here, but we are picking up speed. Oh my goodness, that plane is fast. That plane's really fast. Let's flare, and here we side. I am obviously not heading towards the south, so that's not really good. I'm gonna have to make a left turn eventually, and that's when we will be making our way to the beautiful little island of Malta. Now, it's funny that we mentioned Malta because we saw that it is actually a little bit part of Age of Empires 3. For those of you who have been here with us, we talked about the first images of Age of Empires 3 Definitive Edition, and I was glad to see that they were showing a little bit of that campaign where you play as the Knights of Malta. So it's a little bit relevant, right? Because that's where we're going here in today's video. So we're flying over Sicily, and again flying with live weather. I have, I think that almost every single time that I have flown, I have had beautiful weather like this. I have yet to encounter thunderstorms or rain, but I hope that one day it's going to be something that will be happening. I promise you guys that if one day there is a typhoon here in Taiwan, I will be flying over Taiwan in a typhoon, and I'll be showing you guys how it is in a video here. Or maybe if they have thunderstorms or something a little bit funky, right? Because I mean, sure, it's nice to be looking at all of these beautiful and gorgeous landscapes, but it's also a little bit better to have some action. Aha! Looks like there are a few clouds over there on the east sides of the island of Sicily. Now, it's funny because I was trying to look at where Mount Etna was located, because I have flown over Sicily when I went to Malta in real life. We flew over Sicily and we could see Mount Etna. Mount Etna is a huge volcano. Oh my goodness. It's a huge volcano located on that island, and usually Mount Etna is quite active, meaning that it does have quite a few eruptions, and it's a volcano that you can see from planes. So that's why I was looking there towards the east side, trying to have a look at it, but unfortunately it's not available. I have no idea over which city I am flying here, over the coast of Sicily, but Sicily is a place where people do enjoy going on vacation. Italian people definitely enjoy going there, but a lot of Europeans as well, because when you go to Sicily, you know that you're going to have some great food, you know that you're also going to have some great weather and great, I would say, beach time, right? Because of course that's what people do when they go there. They go to the beach, and this is something that we will be seeing down here. Look at all of those artificial beaches here down that little town. Those little bays here that you see, or from that one here with that harbor, is natural, but maybe not all of those little bays down there, those little U-shapes here. So definitely created here for leisure. This is absolutely remarkable, because this is exactly how Sicily, is actually we're in the south, we're in the central part of the Mediterranean Sea, but obviously the Mediterranean Sea is located in the south of Europe, so the weather, people usually say that the weather around the Mediterranean Sea is kind of similar to the weather you would have in California. So it's usually dry, and they don't have a lot of vegetation, and you are going to see that further down the line as we are approaching Malta. This is Malta that we have dead ahead here, with the two main islands. On the left side is the island of Malta, on the right side is the island of Gozo, and there is the island of Comino in the middle, which I think is uninhabited. And Malta doesn't have a lot of people. It's a population of about 400,000 people, but yet it is an independent country. The economy here around Malta mostly relies on services. Malta is very famous for anything related to, for example, online gambling. They have this huge industry for online gambling. You know, online poker, online casinos. They do that a lot. When I went to Valletta and especially Slima, which will fly over later, I've seen a lot of startups here entirely dedicated to that industry. Malta is also an English-speaking country, meaning that, of course, they have their own language, which is a Maltese language, but at the same time, it is also a place where you will be able to communicate easily because it used to be a British territory, I think, until the late 1960s, if I am correct, and so they have kept English as a national language, and everybody do speak English, even though they also speak Maltese. But if you speak in English, that's not a problem because the education is done both in Maltese and in English at the same time. So obviously, for the purpose of this video, I'm editing a little bit of the footage because it does take some time from the moment you see the island to the one you are actually flying over the island. And there are a couple of things that I want to show you over the island. There you go. So we're gonna have to we are going to make a U shape here. We'll be making a complete turn. You can see there's a skyscraper there on my 9. This is the only skyscraper of Malta. It is located in the town of St. Julian, and we'll be flying over there because we're gonna have a nice view of the city of Valletta. The city of Valletta, which is the capital city of Malta. It is actually very, very small. I would say that maybe Valletta city is about half the size of Manhattan Island in New York. But it remains the capital of Malta because that's where you have all of the governmental institutions. You have the cathedral. The main cathedral of Malta is located there. There's like a co-cathedral, so it's like a double cathedral. The other one is located over Medina, which is the town we'll be flying over in a couple of seconds. And they also Valletta is also a city that was part of the UNESCO World Heritage Patrimony, because Valletta was the very first city in Europe that was designed as a great city on a great pattern. The city was founded by, of course, the Knights Hospitallers, which originally used to be on the island of Rhodes, not far from Greece. They were eventually kicked out of that island by the Turks. They were seeking refuge. The Spanish, who controlled the island of Malta, gave them this territory, and they kind of thrived. They eventually managed to fend off the Turks, completely fortified the islands, and that's how they were able to survive throughout the waves of history, all the way until Napoleon came and overthrew them. This is the city of Medina, which used to be the capital city of Malta before the Knights arrived. And on the city of Medina, you have a castle. You can see the outskirts of that castle. There's also the other cathedral that is located here in Malta. Hey Juby, hi, how are you doing today? We are flying over the beautiful island of Malta, just in case you were wondering where we were. And now we will be heading towards St. Julian's and Slima, which are the more modern parts, I would say, of Malta. You can see this big agglomeration here, this big urban area, which is where most of the population is located. Why are we talking about greasy Italian island roads? Oh my goodness, Philip. No. This is not Italy. This is Malta. It's an independent, separate country, Philip. And if you know, Maltese people are very proud people, and they're not going to be happy when they're not going to be happy in the comment sections if I let you say something like that. Anyway, we are arriving here over, we can see the city of St. John's. We'll be flying over Slima, and that little peninsula that you can see on my 2, which is surrounded by the sea on 3 sides, is where the capital city of Valletta is located. So that's what I was saying, guys. I am not joking when I say that this is one of the smallest capital cities in the world. We can actually see it right here from above here in Flight Simulator as well. Now what we have on the left side of my plane is St. Julian, as I mentioned before. St. Julian and also Slima, which are more modern parts with more modern buildings. Housing over there is also quite cheaper than in Valletta City, because Valletta City does have this historical cachet. If you live in Valletta City, you are going to live in houses that are 200, 300, 400 years old, you know. This is also an extra that you are paying, you know, because you have to maintain that certain patrimony and history, whereas those buildings that we're flying over are much more modern, but at the same time they also offer more conveniences, you know, elevators, sometimes swimming pools as well, bigger balconies, bigger superficies, better facilities, whereas when you are in the Valletta City, this kind of feels like the old Paris. I don't know if you guys have ever visited Paris, but when I visited Valletta City, I felt like I was in a neighborhood like Le Marais, for example, which is nice, but it's not for everybody. Now, unfortunately, and this is something that was quite of a disappointment when I was flying over Valletta. I'm going to turn my head here on the left side, is that the city is entirely procedurally generated, based on satellite images that we can see from afar, and well, that's not really how Valletta looks like. Some of the main buildings and monuments are completely flat. You can see that this is the main runabout, which marks the entrance of Valletta City. So from afar, Valletta City looks kind of nice, but
look at Tower Extra Alpha Sierra X-Ray Golf Sierra
from a little closer, it is going to require extra work. And this is one of the things, you know, with Flight Simulator, is that this is a program that is going to constantly get updated. Like, for example, I just saw when I woke up this morning, I saw that there was a 79 gigabyte update, which obviously I haven't downloaded yet. So it's going to be very interesting to go over the patch notes to see what was done and what was updated, because I wouldn't be surprised to see that you know, some cities around the world gets extra landmarks added, get extra polish pass. For example, yesterday, I think it was yesterday, I was trying to fly over the Seychelles, and the Seychelles is a very nice archipelago on the northern side of Madagascar in Eastern Africa, and you have a lot of tiny little islands that do have airfields, and the main island of the Seychelles, called Victoria Island, even has an international airport. And surprise, surprise, none of these airports and airfields were there. Instead, I have this tiny little grass airfield on the tiny island called Fregat, and that was the only one that was available. And none of the islands that I flew over the Seychelles actually looked like the Seychelles at all. And the Seychelles are a major touristic destination in the Indian Ocean, and the fact that for example, you know, everything is procedurally generated as a result kind of looks off, shows that there's still a lot of work to do for the devs to update the software and make it a little bit more realistic and a little bit more believable, which also shows that there's also room for third-party developers, which have already started adding some content, adding some extra realism that maybe a solo studio didn't have time to do. Anyway, this is the harbor here, the main commercial harbor that we flew over. That's for example, when they have refugees coming straight from Africa, that's where they are landing. And speaking of landing, it is now time to land at the international airport here of Malta. So we were following the traffic pattern, and now we are going to land right here, which is exactly how it is. It's very interesting to see that big, not really big, that medium-sized international airport located on that tiny island, and it is taking so much space. But having been there in real life, that is exactly how it is. And it's funny because it's also located on one of the plateaus of the end, on one of the high parts, which kind of helps because you don't really get to hear the planes so much when you are in the city. Anyway, that's a bumpy landing. Not the best landing that I've had. There we go, right? Another happy landing. And that is pretty much it for this video. I hope that you enjoyed this little tour here of Malta. I was really excited to share this place with you. I like to go with you in Flight Simulator to places that happen in real life and talk about it. I hope that you enjoy this series as well, and I like to share those thoughts with you guys in the live stream. Please tell me what you guys think in the comments down below. Is it a place, have you ever been to Malta? Is it a place that you would like to visit? Would you like me to do more videos like those? Please tell me everything in the comments down below. That's all for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. This is the Eradicator, and I'll see you guys later. And that's really it, guys. That's really, there's the panel at the end of the video. Guys, I hope you had a great day. I have to go now, but thank you very much again. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the comment sections on Discord for those who are members of the channel, and maybe in game as well. Maybe I'll be playing Star Citizen in a couple of hours. Have a great day. I'll see you guys next time. Cheers. Bye.